Okay, and his system was called the O'Neill system. O'Neill teaches hand-to-hand combat techniques to the most elite troops the Allies could put together. These techniques become the basis for many of the military and police fighting tactics we now use today. What O'Neill was tasked with is he was having to train shock troops or special forces. We got a whole bunch of these guys together in a unit, in foxholes, in trenches in the field, and colliding with groups of men in battle. So they were facing people around them at all angles and so forth, and they had to be able to fight multiple attackers at once.
I gotta try this stuff out. Can we play?
Absolutely, let's do it. All right. Okay, when this comes right here, I'm gonna chop this. Yeah, cool. If you drop it, dude.
Do it.
I'm gonna step right in here to grab your back. Okay, right here. And dude, you're going over. Okay, you're going over and straight down to the ground. Okay. This guy cannot be stopped. Like a chess master, he sees 5 moves ahead and knows what you're gonna do before you do it. Okay. So from here, I'm gonna move. There we go. Okay, the weapon starts to come into track on me. I redirect it and catch it offline, okay? This automatically comes down into a wrist stroke. From here, once you're down on the ground, I can do things like break the wrist, okay, or take the weapon, you know, whatever it is I'm gonna do from here. Got it. You know what? I'd like to see you do this on me.
I would love to do
Yes,
this.
I know you would, buddy.
Let's do this.
Whack. Very nice.
I love it. That is awesome. See, it's just so simple. It's a pretty cool feeling.
Simple principles, learn quickly, okay, and that's, again, hopefully can, again, be applied under stress. And that is one of the biggest differences. Even back then with the Devil's Brigade and the instructors, they understood that training for stress, for real stress, where this person go, is very different. O'Neill had to train these guys in techniques that could be pulled out in all those types of environments.
Unbelievable. I gotta say, man, thank you so much for today.
My pleasure. I can't even reveal his name. Meet our mystery collector. This guy is top of the food chain. But before we get to his guns, as a fencer, I have to take a look at his astounding collection of ancient swords.
This one right here, the very front one, is actually an Ulfberht sword, which was actually a sword that came out as kind of a secret weapon, if you will, for the Vikings. It was crucible steel. It was smelted at about 800 degrees hotter than what any steel in Northern Europe was made at the time. So as a result, you got rid of the slag, the impurities, and ultimately you made a better sword. It was probably about 800 years ahead of its time.
And this is an original.
That's an original Ulfberht, and if you take a look at the hilt, you can see the workmanship on that hilt.
May I touch it?
Absolutely, go ahead and pick it up. It's still in very good condition.
Oh. Just, you know, it's all, it always gets me to, when you are able to touch or hold something that's this old and real, you know?
And that's one of the reasons I started collecting some of these, because after some DNA testing, I realized that I had descended from Vikings. So that was part of the reason for collecting a few Viking items, and I was just fortunate enough to be able to acquire this one.
Wow, you know, it's incredible.
Well, and as I say, if they could only talk. Okay, this is a medieval knightly sword that was found in England. It's from around 1350, and it was found in a river. That blade, you could polish or, you know,
sharpen
it and use it today, and it's still sharp. Even right now, you can feel that. Feel the edge on that still.
If I may. So the proper salute would be up, like this, and then they would drop to the side.
This sword collection is so incredible that I could spend days here soaking up the history. But now, it's time to get down to business.
This is the actually the newer part of the collection. Over here, basically it goes from the Revolutionary War period through World War II, examples of muskets and more modern firearms. And then over on this wall over here, and I have a lot of my dad's.
And suddenly, I can't even hear him talking. Is that an original FG42 on the wall? After resurrect a bullet-spewing monster and prove why it's the most ferocious weapon of World War II. Oh my god, watch a new episode of The Weapon Hunter next Monday at 8.
Next on Smithsonian Channel, Hitler's Riches.
I've crossed the country looking for the highly sought-after German FG42, the assault rifle used exclusively by German paratroopers, the Fallschirmjäger.
I'm absolutely happy with this.
I've seen some great collections.
And this is an original?
It is an original, yeah.
And had to call on some big favors to get beyond my usual network. But it's finally paid off. I just met a collector who may have an FG42 hanging on his wall.
Okay, Paul, here it is. It's a real FG42, just like the German paratroopers used in World War II. This is the real thing.
FG42. Oh, I have waited so long to get my hands on one of these. I have fired a reproduction, and there came a point where I'm like, maybe this is as good as it gets.
Your tenacity paid off.
It's absolutely stunning.
And it's actually one of the earlier models.
Serial number 804. Unbelievable. Any number under 1,000 probably saw some action.
Is there a chance this one saw some action?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, given the low serial number and given when it was produced, it's likely that it did.
Why did you have to have this weapon? Why?
Well, and I think you probably know the answer, even though you're asking me, but this is probably the ultimate World War II small arm. I mean, it really doesn't get any better. It's something completely unique. It was probably 15 to 20 years ahead of its time, and it's exactly what the paratroopers needed.
I better give this back to you. I don't want it to end up in my vehicle, so...
I'll keep an eye on it.
I don't doubt that.
I'd love to fire this thing, but before I start begging, I want to know more about this incredible collector.
I meet a lot of collectors, and everyone collects for different reasons, but yours seems to be really centered around the genealogy in the family.
Absolutely, absolutely, because part of that is having something that, you know, one of your ancestors may have been there, they may have carried that, and that's kind of part of who we are. I mean, all our ancestors make up who we are today.
I have to say, getting to hold the FG42, it's just such a great experience, and for that, you know, I am grateful.
Well, I'm glad you've had a good time, but it occurred to me that rather than just holding it, part of the experience might be to shoot it. I mean, I'm assuming that might be something you'd like to do.
That's probably one of the greatest ideas I've ever heard.
I'm finally going to get a chance to see if the FG42 really lives up to its mythic reputation. We're going to fire at my two favorite things, blocks of ice and watermelons. After crisscrossing the continent, it's finally time to see if this legendary light machine gun lives up to its incredible reputation. Unbelievable. Its accuracy, the recoil, the muzzle energy. The Germans really did achieve an amazing design in one complete package. That was amazing, man. All right. First of all, I love this weapon so much. I did not feel, on full auto, I did not feel this kick that I've been warned about. Kicks like a mule, kicks like a mule. No, it doesn't.
No.
But on full auto, boy, you go through the ammo real quick.
That's true.
So I think, you know, in situation or in theater, I could see how, you know, you want to conserve as much ammo as possible, but my God, this was fun.
Yeah.
I now realize this has actually lived up to everything I think it's supposed to. Like, it was just a brilliant, brilliant weapon.
It was years ahead of its time.
100%. My God, I don't know if it's the gunpowder talking, but this could be my favorite weapon I've ever fired right now. What an ingenious weapon.
And thank you.
You know, when I started this whole thing, I almost came to the conclusion, I'm like, this is just not gonna happen. I'm never gonna find one, get to hold one, and let alone fire one. On my quest to fire the rare and elusive FG42, each collector I saw opened the door a little wider and got me one step closer to my goal. And for that, I'm forever grateful.
You made my day, pal.
Been my pleasure.
It's been an incredible honor to experience such a personal collection that mirrors one man's lineage down through time. This guy embodies the pure spirit of a true collector. He lives it, he breathes it, and that's how history is kept alive.